We want to bring in Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Your Honor, good to see you, Judge.
Good morning.
Your take.
Well, for reasons I'll explain, I've been very critical of Director Comey, but I do not agree with Senator Reid that this is a Hatch Act violation. The Hatch Act, H-A-T-C-H Act, is a federal statute that prohibits federal employees from engaging in overt political activity using their official jobs or telephones or offices or any federal government assets. If Director Comey has said, by the way, this is a reason not to vote for Hillary Clinton, that would be a violation of the Hatch Act. But I think it's a stretch on the part of what Harry Reid is saying. Having said that, and if I may, I'll remind you that for 15 months I have been arguing that Hillary Clinton should be indicted, and since July 5 I've been arguing should have been indicted for espionage, the failure to maintain state secrets. This is absolutely and profoundly not the way to do it. The letter that he sent on Friday basically says, we think we have some new evidence. We haven't even looked at the evidence yet, but for that reason we're announcing that we're reopening the investigation. Federal regulations, FBI and DOJ regulations, prohibit making announcements about people running for office within 60 days of election, unless it's to save a life or to prevent violence. What should the FBI have done? Proceed forward with all the evidence they have and go where the evidence takes them, but not make an announcement about it without any specifics until after election.
So you think then she would have been elected into office, perhaps, and then we come out later and hearing, oh, by the way, I said for all of those months that that investigation was closed. However, 11 days before the election, I did find this, and so now I'm bringing it to you now, even though President Clinton did win.
He didn't find anything 11 days before the election. He hasn't even seen the emails yet. If he has, he broke the law because he can't look at them until he gets a search warrant. They got the search warrant last night. So the announcement was made on the basis of a suspicion, not on the basis of any evidence actually examined by him. Look, when these rules were written about don't use your office to try and influence the outcome of an election, the government that wrote the rules made a value judgment. It is better to let that criminal get elected than it is to use your office to interfere with the election. We'll deal with the problem of her election afterwards.
So, Judge, did Director Comey do this because there were more devices found? We know Huma Abedin said she turned over everything, and now, since it was brought to light to him that she didn't do that and that actually Anthony Weiner had access to this information, is that what drove him to do it?
Well, I don't know what drove him to do it, but there are a couple of theories, one of which is Huma Abedin lied to the FBI when she was interviewed by them, and the proof positive of that is the treasure trove of information in this laptop. If that's the case, then Huma Abedin is their target and not Hillary Clinton. Another theory is that Huma Abedin self-forwarded emails. She will say she did this from US.gov and from the Clinton server. She forwarded them through Yahoo. She will say she did this so she could copy them and read them, or copy them and store them.
She said it was easier to print.
Correct, because the State Department printers were not the best. If there's information in there that she didn't give the FBI, or that Mrs. Clinton didn't give to her lawyers to give to the FBI, then the FBI has potential serious charges against the two of them. But until the FBI examines this stuff, Jim Comey has no business and no right saying, we may have something on you, but we don't know what it is, even though it's 11 days before Election Day. That's preposterous. It's unethical.
His
it's a violation.
His legacy would have been shot if he came out with this after she was president.
You know what? There are times when you have to do the right thing, notwithstanding what happens to your legacy.
And you don't think this was the right thing? But he didn't do the right thing.
No, this is absolutely the wrong thing for him to make the announcement, not to pursue the investigation, but to announce that he's pursuing it 11 days before election day.